A really nice way of passively generating EMC in Project E with sunlight is going to be the energy collectors, Mark 1, 2 and 3. They're going to be a little bit scary when you first look in here, but they're actually simpler than they appear. So, let's start off with the Mark 1. It's just a block of diamond and some glowstone, etc. Let's place it down, and as you can see, it's slowly generating EMC from the sun. Maximum generation 4 EMC per tick, and it can store a total of 10,000. The second one, the Mark II, can generate up to 12 per tick, and the Mark III can generate up to 40 per tick. Now, if we actually press U for uses on these, it's going to look a bit interesting. What these passive generators can do is they convert fuel automatically. Now, whether you want this fuel or not is really, it doesn't matter. Like, you're like, okay, it can make glowstone, it can make alchemical coal. Why would I care? Well, because the higher it goes, the more these blocks are worth, which you can then put into a transmutation table and use later, or use that EMC later. So, if I put a piece of charcoal in, once it has 32 EMC, it'll turn it into redstone. Once it's got 64, it'll turn it into coal. Once it's got 64, it will then turn it into gunpowder again. Then gunpowder into glowstone, glowstone into alchemical coal. And as you can see, it kind of keeps going up all the way until it's got an eternalist fuel block worth 73,000. And it's got a huge storage in here that it can store it in. So let's use a fresh one, this one here, and let's put in a piece of charcoal. As you can see, the charcoal is going up, and once it gets to 32, bing, we're back at 0 EMC, but it's turned it into redstone, worth 64 EMC. Then, slowly but surely, once it gets to 64 EMC, it's going to turn that redstone into gunpowder? Yeah, remember. Let's have a look. 64, bing, oh yeah, coal. Then, once it's garnered enough from the sun to go up to the next level, it will turn it into the next one. So what you could do is put stacks of charcoal in here, like this, and basically, eventually, those stacks of charcoal, worth just 32 EMC each, will be turned into, I'll probably take this out, actually have a few little slots, will eventually be turned into an eternalist fuel block worth 73,000, and you'll have stacks of those. It's basically a passive way of just generating EMC and then condensing that like compressed cobblestone or compressed redstone that you see in other mods. This is more of like a compressing fuel into EMC. If, for instance, you want to say, do you know what? I don't want this charcoal to go any further than redstone. This little block on the right, redstone, notice how the redstone is staying in here? Nothing will go higher than redstone. Let's take one that's got loads in here. Well, 3,500. I could put in some charcoal. I put in a redstone on the right-hand side. And literally, if I put in, and it will do it very quick because it's got it already in there. It'll do it instantly. I put in the stacklet. It's going up to redstone. It's using the EMC, but it's staying at redstone. If I take that out, it's then just going to keep going up into coal, and it's going to keep cycling through it until it can get to the very end. And that is how you use the energy collectors. Once you have some energy collectors up and running in Project E, you may want to use an antimatter relay. There's also going to be a Mark 1, 2 and 3 of these. So basically, here you can see I've got Mobius fuel already in my collector. If I put an antimatter relay next to it, I can feed it with fuel. See here, this is the relay's fuel buffer and the fuel here that it's sort of draining. And as you can see, it's going down. That's because it's automatically going into the collector, transmuting this glowstone into Mobius fuel very quickly, as you can see here. But what if I've got it all stored up and I want to get it out? Well, that's where batteries come in. Here we have a Kleinstar Ein. Oh my God, Kleinstar Ein. And then we have the Kleinstar Zwei, a Kleinstar Drei, Via, Sphere, and Omega. And these can store more and more larger amounts of EMC. Let's use a Kleinstar Drei. I could put this into this charging socket. And as you can see here, it's going to store that EMC in the actual battery that we can use, on the move. And that's basically what we use batteries and relays for. Thanks for watching, and if you're looking for other mod guides, check out the channel as I have a shelf for tech mods, magic mods, utility mods, exploration mods, and mod pack guides. I have covered hundreds upon hundreds of mods on this channel, uploading daily. If you actually want to join, by the way, you can play alongside me. I live stream every week, and if you join our Discord, we have a ton of free-to-play modded Minecraft servers for you to choose from, ran by me and my team of staff like clockwork. They're the smoothest servers you'll often find, and our staff are there to help you whenever you may need it. Looking for your own server maybe? Well, you can also check out the link in the description for my G Portal partnership where you can get 10% off your own Minecraft server.